back in the garage. We're gonna get this 125 built a little bit further into it, continue, and we're gonna go ahead and polish the frame. Swing arm over here, the bearing's completely locked up. You know, stuff doesn't move because who needs linkage to move, right? We're gonna go ahead and get that pressed apart, get that pressed back together using some nice quality all balls bearings. We got the frame up here, we got some Cometic parts, Hinson parts, Wiseco parts, everything that looks good. We're gonna put in the motor. Hopefully it makes them fast, but Alex is gonna be slow. Other than that, please enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell. Seized up. I already put the bearings inside of a jar, but they were seized up, rusted shut, wouldn't turn. Shouldn't have done that. Here, I'll pop one out. Particular issues we had was with this bearing right here. This bearing was so tight. It's actually two bearings in there, and this is grease in the middle of it. Packed up pretty solid. So that's grease. If you can't see, that's two bearings and a pin. I couldn't get the pin out, so I just pressed it out completely together, and that's completely seized, will not move, and this is what's gonna happen to your bike if you don't do the maintenance. All it takes is 30 minutes, maybe an hour, to pop out the linkage, put some grease in, and put it back together once a year. It's not hard to do. There was some black, like automotive grease in there. I don't use that. I personally like to use green grease. It's waterproof, it lasts a lot longer. Right now we're gonna get into this build. We're just gonna go ahead and clean this up. Hopefully you guys like what you see. Watch more time lapse. If you're getting bored, tell us what we can do to make you happier. Okay guys, so the next step what we're gonna get going here is you're gonna wanna soak your clutch plates. Alex here went a little bit on the big ball inside. He's got mad stacks of cash. We're just throwing his springs everywhere. Put his fancy Hinson stickers back in the box because all the money just for that right there. So you're gonna wanna take your clutch plates, your frictions, and you're gonna wanna soak them. And this is just gear lube. This is just Honda gear lube, transmission fluid, right there. And you're just gonna go ahead and set your clutch plates down in your oil, and you wanna let them sit. And there's a reason you're gonna do that. The only time that these clutches are gonna actually work is when they're soaked. So if you go ahead and put them inside of your bike and you don't make sure they're nice and soaked and lubed up, and you go to run that bike, they're just gonna slip on each other and you'll burn a set of clutches out an hour after, maybe not even an hour after putting them on your bike, and it's just a waste of time, money. It's not what you wanna do. You always wanna soak your clutch plates, so that's what we're gonna do here. We use the Folgers can. You can use anything that's round that's gonna hold some oil. And you're just gonna submerge them. You're just gonna let them sit in there, and you're gonna let them sit in there overnight. You wanna put 24 hours of them sitting inside of some oil. Let them really break up and get soaked in. Back to cleaning. Point in the video, you guys seen pretty much everything getting cleaned, everything getting done. So we've gotten down to the gooseneck bearings now, and this is just disgusting. Look at this. This is what happens when you don't change your gooseneck bearings for years on years. These bearings are just shaking around in there. That's terrible. I've never actually seen them get this bad. I've seen them pretty bad, but that is unbelievable, and this is why you need to service all your stuff in your bike. Other than that, swing arm did have a little bit more damage than originally thought when buying this, and that sucks. That's just something we can't get around. Right up at the top here, right in there, it kind of pushed down through here from the chain, and that's the underside, and that's actually the side that normally goes bad, is the bottom of the swing arm before the top of the swing arm. So just make sure you do your maintenance and change your chain guide often as soon as it looks like it's starting to get a little too worn. It's only an $18 part. It really helps. This one didn't break actually through the swing arm, so we're going to be able to keep running this one without having to do any welds. Now we could weld this, polish it up, and make it look really nice, but it's not deep enough to be inside of where the bearing is actually going to sit and where the structural integrity is. This is just where the seal edge is, so you don't get any water in your bearing. So we're going to leave that alone. We're just going to put a new bearing in there, and if for some reason we ever need to do it again, we'll weld that, but I doubt we'll ever have to. When you put a chain guide on properly, you never have to do this work again. Power valve cover's looking good. Got the red top, spray painted special. It actually lasts pretty long. Mine lasted the whole year last year, so we spray painted his, and hopefully it looks just as good as mine. Everything else went pretty good. Polished the cylinder up, looks really nice. Polished the swing arm parts. We're gonna go ahead and press these together on the press here. Alex is gonna go clean this up, polish up his bottom end, everything after we get this taped off and ready to go, so we don't get anything inside the motor. Being a bitch. What we're doing here is got this put together, got our stem, got all that nice and ready to go, lubed up, fresh bearings, looks good, pounded out, maybe not the right way, it looked good, cool on camera, maybe, I don't know, ruined it, whatever. Using our fancy snap-on electric torque wrench so it can buzz and beep whenever we get to the right spec, because you know you need that in life. Only a year paycheck and you got all the snap-on tools you need. We got our engine here, we're gonna throw our top end on, torque all of it to proper settings because that matters apparently, and that's what you're gonna watch next. Got the stem together, got all the bearings lubed, got the swing arm together, swing arm's right here. Take this on over to Alex's house, got our bearings zip tied in because this house has the rest of the bolts and stuff for that.
Mm-hmm.